And welcome back to another video. And in today's video, I am going to tell you, or show you, or tell you top 3 or something like that of the best VARI evolutions in the game. And yeah, that's pretty much all about it. I think VARI evolutions are pretty controversial with which one to use, which one is better, what the speed, defense, all that stuff is. So I think VARI evolutions is a good thing to talk about today. By the way, I did just hit 1,000 subs, which, by the way, thank you a lot. It actually means so much. I'm actually so damn happy right now, okay? Last video I said to join the giveaway, you have to subscribe and join the Discord server. And I didn't post a link. Well, it's because I didn't complete it. But this video, I did complete the Discord server. So the Discord server will be in the description down below or in the comments as a pinned comment. And the requirements is only that you have to subscribe to this. And you also have to join the Discord server. So that's all you have to do. Well, and also join the giveaway thing in the Discord server and show proof that you subscribed and stuff like that. That's all you have to do to win this beauty right here. That Skulls, by the way, Landon made a do for this giveaway. His link will be in the description if you want to subscribe to him. This right here, a Gleam Robust Pyramid with Drop of Youth, Idiosyncratic with Talent Trade. So it's a Talent Trade, Gleam, Idio, Pyramid with perfect UPs. This thing is just perfect out of the mind, and this is what I'm going to be giving away. I'm going to start doing more giveaways. I'm going to start giving more PPPs and stuff and all that. But let's get on with the video, shall we? And we are right to it. Okay, so these are all the VARI evolutions in the game so far. I wish there was more. I want one of every single type already, and there's still a lot to go. And we are really far into the game, and we only have this many, but it's fine. The newest one, Pyroline, is definitely not my favorite. I use it in every single video. Spaghettio, the OG, it is my favorite VARI evolution, and I think it's the best out of all of them for a lot of different reasons. Well, at least for my team it is. I'm just going to say that straight up. But first, I'm going to go with Sirrolin. Everyone knows that Borak is just a better Sirrolin. I mean, Borak has everything this has, but Borak actually has Earthquake, and this thing doesn't. So not only does Borak probably have, I think it has more melee attack than Sirrolin, it also does more damage and also has more recovery with Earthquake. And not only just that, is that this also has Body Crash, the same as Borak. But Borak has Boast. No, not Boast. Resilience. I think it has Resilience, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. It might have it. I forgot what it was. But something. But they both have Body Crash as well. So literally, Borak is just a better thing. This has more weaknesses anyway. This thing doesn't have any strengths. This thing is just completely, utterly worse than Borak, which just puts it in a very low tier, because if there's a Loomian that outclasses another Loomian, it just kind of makes him completely useless. Like Bar Blast does Blowtox, unless Blowtox actually has more speed. I think this actually has more speed, but just why would you do it just for the minimal speed while, you know, Blowtox is a big speed difference on Bar Blast. So this is just a whole different thing. I use Frosty Flake on the daily, by the way. I use this guy every single time. Not on PvP though, but to level up, because he one-shots every single one of the XP trainers, Buzzolen, Vanolin, Corollin, and it one-shots everything, and it just helps me XP train a lot faster, so that just knows it's pretty good in attack at least, because it can one-shot all that, and I have to use this to one-shot everything. So yeah, I use I use this on the daily. But next up is one of the best VARI Evos. I mean, come on, dude, it's literally Tundrolen. Resilience, not only resilience, but also, you know, it's just another Obsidian thing. Obsidian was already hated, right? And then they gave Resilience to another really good melee defense freaking Loomian with a 130 melee defense. Not only that, it's also pure ice type instead of pure ancient, stuff like that. I think it is slower though, but this thing has bulk up, Body Crash, Ice Hammer recovery, which Ice Hammer actually is pretty good for something like this, because with Body Crash being your main move, two spirit types being Nevermare and Harvest Sect, which are usually used a lot, this is super effective against both of them, and they don't have any super effective moves against you unless it's Harvest Sect with. So I would have to say this is a pretty 10 out of 10 Loomian, as it's not only really good in defense, it's also really good in recovery. So there's a lot of Loomians that are pretty good in defense but no recovery. This is I think one of the top 3 VARI Evos. I think my top 3 VARI Evos, no, I don't know, because it's kind of struggling. I think my top 4 have to be these 4 right here, just for now. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is at the moment. But yeah, Tundrolen is really excellent in stall. This thing is so annoying. Everyone hates Tundrolen. The only thing you can really beat it with is either a really good melee attack on super effective move or range attacker. Wresolen can definitely beat Tundrolen. Wresolen can 1,000,000% beat Tundrolen. This is what you need to beat Tundrolen. So yeah, that's what's next is Wresolen. Other known as, I guess the name is gone for some reason, but Brawny, very clumsy, nimble is what I run on. Doesn't really matter. But this thing doesn't only have Ace. It also has Ignorant, so it can be another Waba. I mean, of course, it's not as good as Waba and Ignorant, but its defenses are actually pretty good, 88 and 79. That is actually pretty good. But with Ace, boost your attack bonus from 25% to 100%. This is way better than Awakening. If they gave everything that has Awakening Ace, it would just ruin the whole meta. So since this thing has Ace, and not only does it have Ace, Cosmere and Dorgo can also take the Ace. So not only can they take the Ace, but this thing has Ace. That means 3 Loomians have Ace because of Wresolen, meaning it's a really top tier Loomian. Not only that, its speed tier is kind of good. It's average. Its melee attack is 130. Its health is 104, so it can live pretty good hits. And you can also sweep with Stretch and Bulk Up. And it also has Blaze Punch. And it also just got Pep Jab. Not also just got Pep Jab, but it got Pep Jab earlier ago and replaced Adaptive Assault. And this, you also get energy back if you do a lot of damage, or comparing to the damage that you do. So not only does it have 130 melee attack with Ace, meaning this does so much damage, and also fire recovery, or coverage. You're also decently fast and really good at attack. And this thing can counter a lot of Loomians and make a lot of teams literally scared to death, and you have to switch so many times. This is one of the main reasons why I also use ODST, other known as Harvest Sect, for Wrestlings. So this thing honestly is really top tier, just to tell you. Next up is Buzzolen, or I named it Velma. Thank you, Fish, for giving this, by the way. I don't ever use the Gleam one because, you know, it's just, I don't know, I always use the normal one because the energy TPs are bad. But this one is pretty good. It has Vigorous, and not only does it have Vigorous, which is, in my opinion, the best ability for Buzzolen, it also has, what is it, I don't know, another one, I think Aroma, to where if you hit them, they stay in, I think. I think that's what it was. If you hit them, they stay in. It's kind of useless because they're always going to switch out if you have a super effective move, probably. And they stay in, and it's just kind of useless, so I never really use that essay. I like Vigorous a lot better because not only does your melee attack get boosted when it's inflicted with status condition, it also has Barter. So after you get inflicted with it, you can barter someone else, or you can just dodge and get a free melee attack boost pretty much, and you don't have to bulk up or anything, and you don't get hit at all. You can dodge, or you can just barter instantly if you feel like you have to burn something. And then also has pretty good coverage with Cyclone Slam, Adaptive Assault, Baneful Bash, which is amazing. So not only is this thing really fast with 101, it also has 99 attack and 100 energy, which is, and also pretty good defenses for a bug. So the thing can hit hits while being really fast, and can also do some good damage with its melee tag and the burn activated. So this thing has to be a really top tier Loomian. I used to use this in the back of my, my old videos. Like it used to be in my old team that I used every single video, like this, Cephalops, Ornament, Himber. It used to be one of my dream team Loomian. So yeah, this is really good. I recommend using this if you really need to. Next up is Corollin. This thing has to be one of the worst VARI Evos, only because it's the only one in the entire thing that misses. Nothing else misses, like, at all. This is the only thing that can miss, and not only can it miss, it also misses a lot. 5 with increased melee attack, but lower accuracy. The only way you can really run this is boots. If you run anything else, you're kind of just, you can run power cuffs, but, like, and then you're just, because speed tier is kind of mid with 82. And you can also definitely beat Buzzolens with this thing. That's the whole thing of it, is that it has pretty good coverage. And also not just good coverage. It also has really good melee attack with 137. And with Hasty, 5 with increased melee attack but lower accuracy. If you don't miss, you do a lot of damage. So the only reason why I'm putting it at very low tier is because it can be good. But it can only be good if it doesn't miss. Meaning that you literally can't miss, or else you're screwed. And you literally have to, oh my god, please don't miss, please don't miss. You have to get stressed out every single time you use this damn thing. So this thing has to be low tier, but it is pretty good for clutch situations. At the same time, it's not, because it can miss. So it's just average. I don't recommend using this. I would rather use another melee attacker that's ancient. I mean, this is, I don't know, it could be good. I use I don't know, because this thing can be Harvest Sect. Who knows? Next up is Vanolin. Okay, I'm just gonna say this instantly. This thing is the most top tier VARI. I think this has to be number 2. I'm putting Pyroline as number 1, okay, because Pyroline's best suited with my team, but Vanolin, in other cases, is probably number 1. Very Clever is better, of course. I still keep forgetting to get Very Clever. Dean Court, by the way. But this thing's range defense is 122, with its range attack being 101. So not only does it defend really good, its range attack is also good, and also has Barter, which people usually run heavy Shackle Barter. So you can literally just make something the slowest thing in the game, and then you can outspeed with the Poison, Rejuvenate, Stall if it's a range attacker, Death of Assault. This thing's biggest threat is definitely Earth types or any melee attacker that has a super effective move, or that can just do a lot of damage. Biggest threat are being like I guess a toxic melee attacker that has a super effective move, if that's even a thing. I don't know if that's a thing. This thing can also get countered by Snag Goop because it provoke toxic type. And also just buck up, and then you can just keep critting this thing. So, and then it can't rejuvenate because you provoke it. So that's kind of just OP with this whole thing. So Snag Goop can counter this, but this is really good for switching for like the used to be meta Zulong until this thing actually got added into this game, and Zulong was not part of the meta anymore. So this thing literally made one of the most best Loomians in the game, not used as much anymore because this thing exists, and also it's just yeah, because this thing exists, it's making other Loomians just pretty much go extinct from usage. And not only that, its range defense is really good. I literally see everyone use it so many times just because its range defense is OP as hell. And also Devious, you can also bypass Stratosaur and poison it. So that's another thing. You counter Stratosaur. You counter Stratosaur because you can bypass the target's ability, which is insane. And it's just insane. So this thing can not only just literally make Stratosaur extinct, and make Zulong extinct, it just makes so many range attackers extinct. It's not even funny at all. I think this thing literally beats the new bunny as well, because I don't think it does enough damage unless you magnify, of course. But yeah, this thing gets clapped by Metatoad. It just claps any melee attacker except for Tap-Tap. So it's also a pretty good Tap-Tap counter, because Tap-Tap can't do jack to this, and then you can Adaptive Assault it or barter it. It's just, it counters so many things with its defense being pretty good. Its melee defense is really bad though. Next up is Pyroline, what I think is #1 Loomian. Not only can I be very smart, I can also be very tanky with only I guess 96 range defense stat. And what I mean by that is I'm very smart and I still tank range hits like it's nothing. Like I literally take it up like from the doctor's appointment, and I still take it very well from range attack hits. But melee attack hits of course suck because I didn't put anything to it, but 200 health, 100 defense, and 200 attack. This thing's really good, has pretty good coverage of Fire Breath and Shoot Blast, meaning this thing can definitely counter Obsidian, which is a big threat in this meta today, and also this thing can counter Vesperado, not really, because Vesperado does a lot of damage, but you can definitely beat Vesperado if it's like a one-on-one situation. And then you also have Rejuvenate, which is recovery, and also Peace of Mind. So not only do you have setup and recovery, you also have two pretty good solid moves. This thing can switch on a Revenine, which is part of the meta, Protogon, which is part of the meta. It's so good, and maybe even some guard drones. Maybe, who knows? Who actually uses guard drone? Maybe even Deladrix, because you can tank a Deladrix water or Douse really well. This thing just tanks a lot of range attackers, and not only that, it does a lot of ranged attack. So not only does it a lot of range attack with very smart, it also has Fanning Flame when struck by air type attack. Take reduced damage and receive a boost in range attack. So not only does this thing count Stratosaur now, it also counters stuff like Snag Goop. It counters every single air type except for Avitross. No. What I mean, it just counters every single air type. Air types can't do anything. You just make a typing completely useless unless it has another move. But usually air typers don't have anything else that's super effective, like an earth move against a fire type with the ability of Fanning Flame. They literally can't do jack. The only thing they can do is hit you, right, give you a boost, or just do another move that barely does as much damage or as it would, and just literally die because you just Fire Breath it 2 times or Shrewd Blast it 2 times or something like that with his godly range attack with 180 literally at 41, which is literally insane. So not only things it's really tanky, it does a lot of damage, and also his recovery setup and 2 pretty good moves, and also his Boom Bash, but it's only for bug types, and bug types aren't really a big threat to this at all, not even Buzzolen because of Cyclone Slam. So it's just everything. This counters so many things. You can even beat Bar Blast, which is insane to say. I know that sounds crazy, but you outspeed Bar Blast, you Peace of Mind, and then you just Shrewd Blast, and then it can't do anything because it has Power Focus. Bar Blast does not have Peace of Mind, so its range attack is going to be up, but its range defense is going to be low. Get your money up, not your funny up, and then you just Shrewd Blast it once, and it dies depending on how many times you set up. So this thing can just set up on things that are slower than it and counter it, like Bar Blast. I wouldn't recommend Blowtox because he kind of claps you there. Not really actually, because range defense is kind of bad and you can definitely clap it. So, but just so many counters against this thing that are slow, you can beat with Peace of Mind, which is insane. It's literally insane. It's not even funny. You can even beat Cosmore. You can beat... Okay, I'm just gonna stop talking about Spaghettio, but that's exactly why I use this. This is definitely #1 VARI evolution. I do not care. This thing is so underrated. Pure Fire is such a good typing as well, because it has barely any freaking weaknesses, and one of its biggest weaknesses being air type, it is now not a weakness anymore. Instead, it's actually a strength boost, and you give a ranged attack boost. It's just insane. Now there's only 2 weaknesses for it: water and earth. There might be another one, but I don't know. But now air type is just completely useless. Only 2 weaknesses. But yeah, that's that. And here's Zeppelin. The thing oh yeah, the only freaking air type that has a freaking earth recovery, which is insane. That's why this is also high tier in VARI evolutions, in my opinion, because not only does Resonate do a lot of damage with Turbulent, because Resonate, it may boost your range attack, so you also get that, but you also have Peace of Mind, which is priority. You can also beat Vanolin because it provokes, so it can't poison you, it can't barter you, it can't do anything to you, so you can provoke Vanolins and stuff like that, or you can provoke anything that can set up, because you are decently fast with 87 and stuff like that, but not as much as you would think. But Resonate does a lot of damage, because not only does it may boost your main range attack, this move also gets boosted by a little bit because of its ability, and this gets turned into an air typer. And not only that, you have earth recovery, which is really good. So it's just you have earth and air, which is really, really good. And Mudslide, you can also get rid of traps, so this is a pretty good trap setter. The only problem is that it doesn't have any recovery, but you can run Health Amulet. I do see people run Health Amulet, and you can get rid of ice traps, but ice traps do too much damage. You don't have that good a recovery, but you can try to provoke things where they might do. But this thing's biggest weakness is definitely 1,000,000% ice types. There's nothing you can do about it. Ice types is the big weakness, because electric types, it has Mudslide. So this thing is definitely high tier in the VARI evolutions, because it has 2 freaking total opposite typings of moves combined in one Loomian, with its fast and really good range attack, as you can see with 123, and it also has decent melee defense damage, so you can live some hits. So this thing is definitely high tier, and I would recommend using it if you need a fast, decent fast air range type. Next up is Vanolin, another underrated, or last one is Vanolin, another underrated Loomian. It just got Dazzling Barrage not that long ago. It is strike the foe 2 to 5 times, so Boulder Blast, all that stuff, but just light type and on Vanolin. So this, it has pretty good range of kind of different moves: Dark, Spirit, Light, Shadow Sprint. I do use Final Ruse instead of Shadow Sprint, but I'm gonna put Final Ruse on. I just never use Vanolin like at all. With Sharp Claws, moves that make direct contact increase your strength. I think this thing literally does more than Vesperado. 119. Let's see here. 119. 110. Yeah, this thing literally does more than Vesperado, and it's, I think, faster as well. The only problem is its defense. Everyone's always saying its defense is pretty bad, but honestly, it's decently good. Nah, I'm joking. Its health is bad. Its defense is bad. But everything else is better. That's what people don't understand, that everything else is better. Not only can you just run melee attacker on this, you can also run range attack with this 93 range attack. I'm going to put this in the mid-tier Loomian with 103 speed. That's pretty fast. You can beat Neomaru with this with Mega Chomp. I think you kill, because of Sharp Claw's Mega Chomp, and its melee defense is pretty bad compared to its range defense. Unless you're running ranged Frost Beam Vanolin, I don't think you killed Neomaru with Frost Beam. But, yeah, this thing can run both melee range. Not only that, it also is pretty fast, has Final Ruse, so you can get rid of a Loomian because you're really low, so it's going to probably kill you. And you have 3 different coverage moves, which are literally insane and can literally break the game, because your weakness, you have Vesperado comes in, and then you don't have anything against it. Well, there you go, you have a light type. Nevermare comes in, and you use the light type move, right? And then you Spirit type, and then it's, 2 times effective because it's Spirit and Gra, and then you kill it. Oh, not really, because Nevermare is faster than you, but you get what I mean. I mean, you could try to Shadow Sprint it, I guess, if you do still have that, which I'm probably going to keep it, actually. It's just so many of its weaknesses get countered by its coverage of moves, is what I'm saying. But this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to put this in low tier, put this in low tier, put this in high, and high tier. So I don't have any mid tiers. No, this is mid tier, this is low tier, this is low tier, mid tier, and all these are high tiers. So mid, low, high. And the only reason this would definitely be high if it just didn't have. I know that's the whole point of it, but it's just a hit or miss, man. Literally, it's just a hit or miss. All these are high tier. Red recommend using this. Mid tier, could be some better Loomians or some, stuff like that. And also low tier, wouldn't recommend using this at all, and I'd rather use something else. Corollin could be hit or miss, but that's exactly the point why I wouldn't want to use it. So that's, the VARI evolutions. What's the best one? Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. I'll put them in order, actually. I'll go for Pyroline, and then Vanolin, and then Tundrolen, and then Wresolen, and then yeah, I'm doing that. And then of course Vanolin, and then I'm gonna put Corollin in front of Sirrolin. So that's the rank I put him in. And hopefully you guys agree. If not, well, probably not, because a lot of you guys don't use Pyroline and you guys don't understand his true freaking strength. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. I love you guys. Thank you everyone. Okay, join the giveaway, join the server. Love you.